Hi, I'm Julie from Green Acres Nursery and Supply, and today we're going to be talking all about the different things to do in your garden in the summertime and all the do's and don'ts. So, as you know, it is pretty stinking hot out here in the summertime in the valley in California, so you're going to see a lot of stress in your plants this time of year. A good way to kind of describe it is that your plants in the summertime, they're starting to change color from like irregular watering if you're not watering right. They're just going to look stressed. And a lot of people's first instinct is to go and grab fertilizer to perk it up. And that's not always the case of what you want to do. But you can fertilize, but there's a certain way to do it. So one way to look at it is picture your plant in the summer as like a marathon runner on his 15th mile. He's dehydrated, it's cramping up, it's kind of getting white and red in the face, it's not looking too good. If you go and use a synthetic fertilizer, something that's like a high nitrogen, kind of like Miracle-Gro, it's too strong and it's too hot. It's like handing that marathon runner that's super dehydrated a Red Bull. It's gonna make his little heart explode. It's too much right now. So a high, fast releasing nitrogen like this stuff isn't what you wanna use in the summer. This is more for spring stuff. Instead, you wanna use an organic fertilizer. So that comes to like Sure Start when you're planting, or like fish fertilizer. The fish fertilizer is a little stinky, but it's really good. But giving your plants this in the summertime is a good, slower releasing nitrogen. It's not as strong as a synthetic, so it won't shock the plant. So that's like handing that marathon runner a Gatorade. It's a lot better for it. But otherwise, it's really all about your watering in the summertime that's gonna help. So with that said, make sure that you're giving your plants a good deep watering in the summer so that the whole root ball gets wet, but make sure they dry out a little bit in between waterings. Now, if this is your first year for your plants and you bought drought tolerant plants, just know they're not drought tolerant until their second year. So this first year, you gotta baby them. So whenever it's 100 degrees, go ahead and run your drip system. Otherwise, you're watering them like 3 times a week, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You don't want to water every single day, because if you water every single day and make it really wet, it depletes the oxygen in the soil, and believe it or not, your roots need oxygen. So when you do that, your roots will drown. So water infrequently, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or less if you have established drought tolerant plants. Don't water every single day. So make sure you're watching out for any type of signs of root rot. So if the leaves are turning bright yellow and falling off, make sure that you take back on your watering and space it out more. Another really good tip for in the summertime is to put mulch down. Mulch can help hold up to like 70% of your moisture into your soil, which is awesome. So when you do your mulch, if you have nuggets, you want to go about 4 inches thick. If you have the shredded mulch, you want to go about 2 inches thick. It's going to help keep out the weeds and retain that moisture. Just be sure to keep the bark 6 inches away from the trunk of your plants. The reason being, it's kind of the same as having a wet rag around your wrist for a month. Your skin would rot off, you get gangrene, you lose your arm, right? It's the same idea. If you have that moisture against the trunk of your plant, it's gonna slowly rot through it, and you're gonna get what's called crown rot, and you're gonna lose it from the ground up. So always keep it 6 inches away from your plants, but go in nice and thick with it, and it's gonna help retain that moisture and make your plants really happy. Also in the summertime, you're gonna be seeing a lot of burning on your Japanese maples, especially if you're trying to acclimate them to the full sun right now. So a trick that we do in the nursery here that you can do at home is use this handy dandy stuff called Wilt Stop. Wilt Stop is like a sunscreen for your plants. All you do is you spray it top and bottom all over, and what it'll do is it'll seal the leaf. And when you seal the leaf, it makes it harder for the sun to pull that moisture out and cause all that funky burning like what's happening to this guy. But it's a nice little trick. Still, make sure you're keeping your Japanese maple semi-moist, and it's safe to spray this on the canopy. Just avoid using a hose and spraying it with water. It feels good for us, but it doesn't feel good for the plants, and doing that actually promotes more funguses and molds to develop in your tree, where this isn't. This is for sealing the leaf and giving it that sunscreen kind of protection. It's good stuff. We also carry it in a concentrate, so if you need to shoot it a little bit higher in the tree, you need like an actual like sprayer, you can use this stuff, and it's organic. Another misconception that a lot of people have when they see their plants looking stressed in the summer, they just want to go in and cut off all the ugly. And as tempting as it is, you don't necessarily want to do that. That's like having someone who has a flu and saying, let's amputate. Don't do it. It is okay though to do the 3Ds. So that's anything dead, damaged, or diseased. If that's what you're seeing, then it is good to go ahead and remove that. If you have dead flowers like on roses, go ahead and deadhead them to the 5th leaf. but just those little pruning here and there, that's great. Save the heavy pruning for end of fall or January when they really can have a heavier cutting done to them. So thank you for watching our video. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you like what you see so we can make more videos like this. And if you have any other questions, please come to any of our 5 nurseries. We have nurseries in Roseville, Rockland, Folsom, Elk Grove, and Sacramento. And we all have a very knowledgeable staff, and we are here to help. No question is a dumb question. Please come in. Happy planting!